Hey guys, welcome to Suit Up Podcast with Stephen Adkins. I'm your host, as you very well know. This is episode 2. I'm glad to have you guys with us today. We're excited that you're here. Man, the studio's coming together, starting to see some changes. And we're going to see some more changes too. I'm really excited about what we're going to be doing in the future and some of our future guests and all. So definitely hit that subscribe button and leave your comments and any information that you'd like to know more about. Let me know. Be happy to interact with my audience. I'm a humble, grateful guy and want to definitely interact with you all. So today on the podcast, give a shout out to my boy Tim. What's up, brother?
Yo, what's going on, man?
Doing great, man. Did you have a good week so far?
I did. Yeah, sure did.
That's good, man. Good, man. Liking the way the studio's coming together?
Oh, yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, man.
You got me in a button down today.
My boy Tim, he had to dress up a little bit. He's like, man, every time, watch, like each episode goes along, the wardrobe's going to get better and better and better. So we got a couple of topics this week that we're going to talk about. And I get a lot of questions on these. So I was like, you know what? This would be a great place to start. First topic we're going to talk a little bit about is the Silver Fox Squad itself. And I'm going to elaborate a little bit, get into drill down a little bit on how we do the things we do, why we do the things that we do, what are some of the things that we're looking to accomplish, some of the events that we're a part of, some of the past events that we've been in, what that experience was like. So we'll be able to share a little bit more about that. And then secondly, we're going to talk a little bit on the basics of a wardrobe. I get that question a lot. So I really want to give some input and information on, my personal take on just some basics that every guy needs in his wardrobe and how they can up their game, kind of give them some good foundations. So let's get into it. Let's Let's talk a little bit about more on the Silver Fox Squad. So I in episode 1, I talked a little bit about how I was involved and how I got a start in and, where the background came in. But I really wanted to talk a little more, on what we actually do. And I pulled up our Instagram page, and that's got a lot of some of the locations we've been, some of the events that we've gone to, some of the trips that we've taken, and what kind of is involved with that. So it kind of really starts where we have a weekly or a monthly, powwow where we sit down and kind of strategize, as to where we're going, what city location that we choose, and it could be based on a symposium that we would have a meet and greet like we did in Houston, or it could be, a city where we want to kind of go and do an event like Essence, like we were invited to Essence in New Orleans, or it could even be where we were invited to be on the Steve Harvey talk show, Steve on Watch. So it really just kind of depends on, what current events or who's asking for us to come and make an appearance. So we get together and we have Zoom calls and we have strategy sessions where we'll talk about, hey, let's say we're going to go to DC and what all is involved with that in DC. So there's a lot of logistics involved in planning, the flights and the accommodations and the Ubers and the food and the reservations and everything. It's not just show up and go with it. We have to really try to do a lot of planning on the back end. So we'll talk a little bit about that, pick our destination as far as hotels and try to get the best rates, so we do everything just like everybody else would if they're traveling to a location or taking a vacation. But ours is a work trip, We'll have, typically on Fridays, we typically do it on the weekends, due to the fact that a lot of our squad members do have careers and jobs or, businesses that we run. So we have to plan around that as well. So we normally try to fly out on a Friday as a travel day and get together, that Friday night where we'll have a meet and greet with one another, kind of catch up on how things are going in life, what's new, what's good, what's bad, have a drink and a meal together, break bread, and just kind of have a nice chill, let's say Friday evening together. And sometimes we will get to a point where we may, share that location prior to if some people want to come and meet us. Can't say that will always be the case, but, we'll see how it goes. As we're growing and we're getting a lot bigger fan base, we have to be mindful of, our time together as well as security concerns. It's kind of interesting. Then typically on Saturday, we'll have an allotment of time where we may be shooting commercials for a particular brand or doing some photo opportunities for a particular brand. Could be everything from, our hat company that we're involved with, or a watch company, or a clothing company, or a shoe company. Sky's the limit on that. And we typically try to designate a little bit of time, like I said, on a Saturday morning to do that. And sometimes we've had it lined up where it's like 2 or 3, one right after another. What we've also been looking to do is to designate time for some charity work. We really enjoy giving to the community. We have high expectations to give to underprivileged children, to organizations that deal with veterans, to organizations that deal with needy people as well, special needs as well. There's a lot of opportunity that we feel like that we can be a part of during that time. Now, naturally, we weren't able to do as much over the last couple of years, due to the pandemic and things being restricted, but we definitely are actively even talking with organizations as we speak, looking for ways that we can partner to not only bring our past experiences and influence and our fashion sense, and even a lot of us come from a wide variety of backgrounds, business owners, educators, professors, clothers, all kinds, health and fitness. So we have a lot in our, repertoire that we can offer. So we're definitely looking for opportunities there to link up, with organizations and charities. So there's a giving to the community aspect as well. It's high on our priority. We also look at that we have, paid appearances and events. It is what it is. As an influencer and a group of gentlemen as we are, we know that we have a lot of influence with people, and they want to come and see us and get to interact with us and take photos with us. So sometimes we'll have, organized ticketed events at venues in the cities in which we visit. So realize in all of these events, from Friday night into the Saturday commercials or photo ops, our ticketed events, and even on, let's say, Sundays, we'll typically have like a brunch together, and it's just a way to kind of reflect on the weekend, talk a little bit about upcoming things. A great way for just us to interact, because it is work, but we also want to have fun and enjoy one another and go out and have a good time. And sometimes we may have something on a Sunday night, whether it be another event per se, or an event that we've been invited to come be a part of or make an appearance. And sometimes we'll travel back home on Sunday evenings, or it would be the following, Monday morning or Monday back as a travel day. So all of these events need to be coordinated with wardrobe and with looks. So we have a stylist with us as well that definitely assists in helping keep all of us within a good look, or a good, if there's a particular style that we want to do for a shoot, or a location for a shoot, or all those types of things. So it could be a weekend where we could have 10 wardrobe changes. So you have the investment aspect of it. So a lot of us have to, invest in wardrobes and making sure that everything's tight and right and fits at its best. Now, it doesn't have to be the most expensive wardrobe either. One of the things that I personally love to put out there is that you can take something that's of average price, maybe even off the shelf, and have it customed or tailored to fit you really well and look like $1 million. So every outfit that I wear is not $1,000 custom suit. It can be a wide variety. So again, it takes planning and strategy and making sure we're all not wearing the same thing. That's happened one time where a couple of guys have come up and had the same suit, and one could wear it that weekend because of seniority, and the other had to put it away and wait until another weekend. So just little cool things like that, happen. Also, the timing of everything. It's a long, structured day, and we've got a lot of appearances and things that we're doing, so we really don't get a lot of sleep. I remember one weekend we did, I think it was even Miami or DC, and, we'd get in and have our dinner, get done, and it's the wee hours of the morning. We'd go in and get like 2 or 3 hours of sleep and had to get up for a 9 a.m., session, and then it would go all day, and then you have the evening again, and it's another late night, and then we're up and at 'em for brunch. So, you're averaging 2, 3, 4 hours of sleep a night. I mean, by the end of the weekend, seriously, we are exhausted. I'm ready to check out, call it a day. I need to get back home so I can, recuperate and rest. And most of us always take like that next day off just because we need to sleep and rest. But it's a lot of fun. Don't get me wrong. We love every bit of it. But it's a lot of work, a lot of work, and a lot of planning and logistics, and an investment of our time and resources. We're away from families and loved ones, so it's like, a lot of times we get, what do you guys actually do other than just stand there and look cool? And it's a lot behind the scenes. And man, I tell you what, when we interact with one another, we're always giving each other a hard time, like true brothers, ragging on each other. We come up with like nicknames or jokes or instances of, we'll do the silly stuff behind the scenes, and, we're, running around and like messing with each other, like banging on the doors of the hotel room or whatever, just silly stuff. Just like, it's almost like a fraternity at times that we're being silly. But again, that breaks the minutia, and it keeps it fun and exciting to where we just don't want to be doing all work and no play. But also, you get a bunch of guys together, you just don't know really which direction it's going to go for sure. We're all alpha males. We all are, high in our industries and entrepreneurship and careers. And we're not all 20-year-olds either. We're 40s, 50s, even up to 60 now. So it's really cool to see how, even at times, rams button heads. One has an opinion about something, another has an opinion about something. We have to move the train forward. Sometimes you just got to pull it. There is seniority within the group as well. There's the top dogs and those that are based on how long they've been in the group, all the way down to the newest members. There's a pecking order. We give interviews or we do things like that. We coordinate ahead of time. Who's going to speak? Who's going to talk about what? Who's going to take this particular subject matter? And we all know our place. We understand where we all fall in the pecking order. And but it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. We've grown a tremendous amount over a short period of time. Just looking at our Instagram page, the official Silver Fox Squad. Not that long ago, we were celebrating just getting at 100,000 followers. And now today I look and it's at 207. So it shows we're obviously doing something that people want and are enjoying what we're doing. And I'm very honored to be a member of it. I love these guys like brothers. They're like an extended version of family, and we got great things in the works. There's things that I can't share currently that we're working on, that are going to be mind blowing and pretty aha moments of, you might be seeing our faces a whole lot more and a whole lot more everywhere. So just, keep a lookout on it. I tried to give kind of an overview of what it's like being a member of the squad, what goes involved with, the traveling aspect, what our mission statement is. We want to be an inspiration to men of all ages, young and old, that as you age, that you don't have to let yourself go. You can elevate yourself mentally, physically, emotionally, learn how to treat a lady, learn how to dress better, all of those types of things. And in essence, if nothing more than our goal is to be an inspiration, we've done enough. I feel like that is an excellent, mission statement. And all the other things that come with it is great. It's just gravy. I'm excited to say that I'd love to be involved with charity. I'd love to be involved with helping men dress better. I'd love to be involved with showing chivalry is not dead, all of those types of things. But I also am involved in the squad because I enjoy the brotherhood. It's an opportunity for us to mingle with men of different walks of life. And I'll share a little personal, testimony for myself. as being the first white gentleman in the group, I've learned a tremendous amount about the black man culture that I did not know anything about. Growing up in the middle class white neighborhood, not being in the minority, it's been an amazing experience for me to be able to get real and raw with my fellow brothers and ask them a lot about the black culture and what is involved with that. And I have learned so much. And it's been an honor because now I feel like I'm much more educated as a white man to learn more about the black man and know some of the things that they feel and know some of the things that they've experienced and even the way of thinking sometimes when we're out and about and we're doing events, just learning from my fellow brothers, like, hey, this is a way that we would think about this, this, and this. And I'm like, man, I never would have known. So to me, that's an amazing experience because now I feel like, and even myself, I've been able to kind of speak a little more about white culture to my fellow brothers. And it's really great to have that open dialogue, to be totally honest with one another, to respect one another's from our backgrounds and where we come from. And it's amazing. It's been a great experience because I'm learning so many things that I would have never known now later in life. So it's an inspiration not only to me, but it's also showing how, hey, white brothers and black brothers can get together and do something great with one another. We have a great mission statement, great purpose, and it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun. What do you think, Tim?
Yeah, that's super interesting, man. I was wondering, if you were going to get into that because it's obvious, right? I mean, it's a majority black crew at the Silver Fox Squad. So I'm sure a lot of people probably have those questions, and it's probably good to dive into that.
Yeah, we even had, when I was brought into the group, our founder, Irvin, we had that sit down talk, and he's like, Stephen, I'm going to be honest with you. He's like, I'm ready to diversify the group. And, I want to be able to show, we want to go across the pond as well, globally. And we knew in order to do that we have to diversify. Oh, yeah. And I was like, Irvin, I'm on board with what you're trying to accomplish. I think it's a great idea. I'm loving it. And I would love to be a part. And he's like, I'm not sure how it's going to be taken. Yeah. We don't know how our audience is going to respond. We have been within this demographic for a long time, at least for a couple of years before I came on board. And, we want to, I just want to prepare you. I was like, I understand. I appreciate that. Because you just don't know, how is it going to be received or, oh man, I thought you guys were going to be a certain way and now it's not that way, and real conversations.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, no, but I'm willing to take that on. I'm willing to take that on. And lo and behold, what's been ironic in a great way is the response has been fantastic. Embraced immediately, especially within the brotherhood itself. I felt like we connected, on a emotional level, spiritual level. We were able to talk openly about any subject. And it's almost like I get that insider scoop where we can talk openly about anything without worrying about race, without worrying about offending, any of that. And I got the nickname White Chocolate, right?
There you go.
So, it's been really cool. It's been really cool. And, and since then, we've added another white gentleman, my buddy Push, the really cool skater out of Atlanta, and that's been a great experience having my boy with me as well. And, so it just goes to show we're starting to diversify. We're adding more, different cultures and backgrounds. But yeah, it was that moment there where like, okay, be prepared one way or the other. And it's been really interesting to see how the masses of different walks of life have embraced it, have said positive things about it, have gone on to say, he's just as sexy as the rest of them, right? So, I mean, and I say that humbly, but it's kind of funny to read the comments and whatnot. So it definitely went the right direction. So it's been pretty cool. It's been pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, and it's coming from a place of genuine learning about each other as humans, there's no threat in it. There's no black versus white. It's just like, hey, this is a real thing. Obviously, you're the first white guy here. Yeah. It's going to be, something that we got to deal with and figure out. But
oh yeah. And we are very much, well known in the Black community, and some of the events that we go to, like even in Essence, I'm like, wow, I'm getting to go to something that I would have never had an opportunity to, or even thought about. And just to see, I'm at a sponge point right now. Like I'm just soaking it all in. I'm learning so much about culture. I'm learning so much about my brothers and things, and how they grew up, and the things that were different than growing up as a white man. And I'm like, oh, it's amazing. And I take it with great stride, and I'm like, wow, that's so cool. Or wow, I didn't realize that it was that way, or that you had to go through that way. But it's been amazing. And I feel like I want more, give me more, because now I'm now getting more into the Black community, and this is amazing. Like, how can we even do more? What more? What do you want to know about me? What can I tell you? So it's been really cool. Really cool. All right, guys, today's show was sponsored by my very own company, Fox Edge Grooming Products. So we have a whole line of men's grooming products that I personally use, and personally helped kind of formulate and come up with the idea and concept. We use all natural ingredients, and believe you me, the whole line smells fantastic. I love it. Anybody that ever smelled it says, wow, this stuff smells great. So if you want to get your own Fox Edge hair care or beard line products, you can go to my website, which is www.stephenadkins.us. And of course, the link will be in the description below. So looking forward to seeing you guys with the Fox Edge.
I love it, man.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, so walk me through, if you can, just the process of becoming a member of the Silver Fox Squad.
So it is changing organically.
Okay.
So the way it started and how people got in originally, and even how I got in now, it's not the same anymore. It's shifted.
The process,
correct. So I'll speak from my personal experience. As a follower through social media, following the squad and following Irvin, the founder, Irvin Randall. I just saw what they were doing, and I just decided to, reach out or just communicate saying, hey, I love what you guys are doing. So in essence, in talking with Irvin, he was like, man, I love what you're doing. You've got a presence about you. You've got a look about you. You've got your stuff together.
Yeah.
And I think really, there's no set list that says you have to do, X, Y, and Z to get in. We're at the point now where it's invitation only.
Okay.
We look at it, I can speak for myself, that we look at it like, what inherent value can you bring to the group? We get inundated with emails and people asking, oh man, I should be in your group. Oh man, I should be in your group. What do I need to do to get in your group? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
So first and foremost, that tells me, wow, we're really doing something that people are looking at. I want to be a part of.
Sure.
And there's exclusivity to the group.
Yeah.
You're in the group. You're in the group, right?
That's right.
I mean, it is what it is. And we look out for one another. We take extreme value in the squad. How we present ourselves, how we look, how we interact with one another, what we say about one another, what we do when we're back home on our own. Because not only are we representing myself, but we're representing the squad.
Yep.
And there's great responsibility with that. I'm not going to be going out doing foolish stuff or posting foolish stuff or saying things that are inappropriate that's going to bring harm to myself or the squad, because now I'm representing 10 other brothers.
Yep.
And we are a brand. Like, we're an organization. It's a brand. So there's a lot of people that, of course, want to be a part of the squad, want to be members. But we've got to look at it like, what value are you going to bring? More than just a look.
Yeah.
Are you going to be the kind of guy that's going to come to the group because you just want to see what the group will do for you?
Right.
What can I get out of it?
Exactly.
The fame, the fortune, the notoriety, the cool factor, all of that.
Yep.
Of course, there's going to be guys out there that be like, yeah, I want to be a part of that. But honestly, what value are you going to bring? When you step on again, this is me personally, you step on the scene, and for you to even be considered to be a part of the Silver Fox Squad, day one, you come on board, what are you bringing to the table that's going to immediately add value? That you're not going to be pulling value from Irvin, Stephen, Titus, Michael, Winston. You're pulling from them to make you look better. Day one, what do you bring in? Be like, hey, these are contacts that I have, accomplishments I've done, things that I'm involved with. My social media is on point. My wardrobe is on point. All of these types of things to where you're going to we look at you and be like, that guy right there, he would add value.
Yep.
Day one. It's going to be, that's the right kind of fit.
Okay.
And honestly, we've had a lot of guys that we've looked at in the past or talked about, and they may look a certain way and may fit the bill, but the synergy's not there.
Yeah.
There's got to be synergy. You got to be able to get along with everybody. You got to have a relationship. We have relationships outside of the squad.
Right.
I go up to DC quite often to hang out with Michael and Daryl because, one, they're real close, right?
Yeah.
It's easy to get together. We talk on the phone. All of us, from period to time, we'll give each other, a quick call to check in because we have families or we're involved in one another's lives. So it really is an investment in time with one another. We're building experiences. We're building, relationships. And that's not for everybody, right?
No, definitely not.
Yeah, we're not going to just let anybody in.
No.
Just because they have a gray beard.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I tell you one thing, you better not have no gut.
That's right.
I'm telling you what, no sir, that's not going to happen. Like, yeah. And there's going to be a little bit of a vetting process. There's going to be some digging. I don't think we're currently looking for any new members right now.
Yeah.
But that's not to say that can change. At the end of the day, it's Irvin's decision. It's Irvin's call. He is our leader. He's got the best direction for our group. He's always there to listen to our opinions and feedback and whatnot, but the buck stops with Irvin,
That's right.
And we appreciate that. But if there comes a time where if there was a potential new member, if he's looking or whatnot, there's going to be certain things that they're just an automatic no-go.
Yeah.
But we definitely want to find, if we do add, you got to bring value to the group, man. You got to be like tight and right.
It's like any organization, man. I mean, hey, can I work for you? Like, yeah, I'll just give you a paycheck.
Of course.
Just come hang out.
Yeah, just come on in. Just come on in.
Yeah, it's like, what are you going to bring?
Right.
I think that's a totally fair question.
Yeah, because you're dealing with pecking order. You're dealing with, you got to earn your stripes. There's a financial obligation as well. A lot of people don't realize like, hello, what if I told you that every time we go on a trip, and let's say we do 6-8 trips a year, you might need 9 to 10 wardrobes every time. And guess what? You're not wearing the same thing twice.
That's right.
You're going to look tight and right everywhere we go and how we represent. That alone, bro, the financial investment just in that alone. It's not talking about travel, food, time away from work. All of us in the group have invested a tremendous amount of time, effort, and resources into it. Granted, we all wanted to.
Sure. Yeah,
we see the value in it, and we want to move our squad forward. So you look at that, and let me tell you something. There are times that you are going to have to invest a little bit of money into certain things that aren't going to be, just off the shelf.
Yeah.
There's going to be some basics that you're going to have to invest some money in because there's going to be time. I can tell you a funny story. There's times where like a couple of the guys, they'd show up and we're all dressed and ready. We're going to make you check yourself. We're going to make you rethink what you're wearing, even within the squad. Like we all try our best to look our part, look our best. But we're showing up for an event or we'll get together and be like, there's been times I'll be like, tag on, man. Like, look at my boy Michael, or man, look at Daryl, or look at Irvin, what he's wearing. I'm like, man, I got to rethink what I'm doing the next time. Because, like I feel like I look good, but then all of a sudden you get there and you're like, whoa, what's going on?
Yeah.
So that's another thing. You're going to be bringing, there's healthy competition within our squad to where we're not trying to outdo one another, but we're all trying to elevate one another.
Yep.
Like there's been times where if I'm going to something and, Michael, Daryl, or Titus, or Larry, or Push, or whatever, they're like, okay, I know Steven's going to be bringing his A game, so I definitely going to make sure I bring my A game. Or Michael's definitely going to be bringing his like tip top. So I'm like, I'm not going to outdo him, but I'm going to make sure I'm tight and right all the way down to my shoes being polished, right? Because I'm not going to be outdone.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to look bad. And even it's great because we've been able to help one another within the squad. Like, being frankly honest, like, yeah, that's not working. Let's try this. What else did you bring with you? We're going to our rooms. We're going in the hotel rooms. We're like,
get your suitcase out. Come on.
Yeah. We're like, bro, what did you bring with you today? What kind of shoes? What kind of pocket squares? What kind of shirt? Did you remember the collar stays for your shirt? All that kind of stuff. Like, yeah, you got to work on that. Or, hey, bro, I brought this. What do you think? Yeah, I love that. Oh, no, man, that ain't hitting. Yeah. That's not it. So all of that's involved with it as well.
Yeah, so you're a team, man.
Yeah, definitely a team.
It's like, LeBron walking up to the rookie on the team. Hey, why don't you try it this way?
Exactly.
Shoot it this way.
Exactly.
Same thing.
Even the seasoned vets have been in longer than I have. We're still always interacting with one another, asking questions or opinions or pointers, and and vice versa. We'll get hung up on a particular brand, and all of us will buy stuff within the brand just because we like it and we got introduced to it. Oh, that's a whole nother thing. I love being introduced to different brand names or styles that I wouldn't necessarily know about, but being in the squad, we're learning about it. And then I find like, oh man, not that I'm copying, but I'm using that as inspiration. Then I find something that's unique to me within that, and then I run with it. And guess what? I just added value to my personal wardrobe and to people that follow me, that know me. And then I'm adding value to the squad because we're all looking a certain way. Or when we don't all look exactly the same, but we look within a certain, genre. Or if we're doing we did a look in Essence where it was a Cuban look.
Okay.
So we all had, certain shirts and pants and shoes and had our hats on to kind of look a certain way. And that was all styled through our stylist and everything. So again, work involved in that, stay within a genre. And we were like, you trying that on? I'm like, oh man, no, that don't work. Try that, or that looks better. Or what color are you wearing? Cause I don't want to wear the same color. And, did you get that suit from so-and-so? I know you like that brand and I got one too. And like, yeah, but I'm not bringing it this trip. Okay. I'll bring it mine this trip and wear it this time. And you can save yours, for later on. All those discussions go on.
Like group chat's probably popping.
All the time. Or we have something coming up and we're like, shoot each other a quick text and like, hey man, I was thinking about blah, blah, blah. What do you think? And like, yeah, that's a great idea. Or, maybe add this to it. So it's a constant interaction, a constant, we're always planning. We're always, the wardrobe purchases never stop. Bro, I'm always shopping for clothes.
Oh, I believe it.
Anytime that there's a sale or I find something, I'm always looking for a wardrobe. Always. Yeah. And that's the thing. I have a tremendous wardrobe. I laugh because I've got more than my wife does and more like clothes and shoes. As a guy, it's kind of funny. But at the same time, it's for a purpose, right? It's to be, shown a certain way, to look a certain way, to be tight and right. And not wearing the same thing twice, but then learning, kind of like one of the things we're going to talk about is kind of like the basics of the wardrobe and learning that I can get, 5 or 6 different things, but they all kind of go together and then I can mix and match. And then I've come up with a whole new wardrobe.
Yep.
But we also want to stay fresh and we want to stay relevant. And, we don't want to look like everybody else. We want to kind of set that standard. And we have been, and, just looking at our IG page and some of the photos and stuff in there, you can see, some of the suits and looks and things like that. Yeah, for sure. We're definitely always, dressed well, look sharp. Yeah, for sure. Even when we travel, that's a great thing. Look good when you travel.
Oh yeah. Walking through the airport, man. One of my biggest pet peeves is like looking like a sloppy Joe when you go through the airport. I cannot, that's just me. Again, if that's who you are and that's the way you want to be, I understand. But for myself, I want to look sharp even going through the airport. Because guess what? I'm representing myself and I'm representing the squad. And we have been recognized many times when we go through the airports and stuff, which is kind of funny. I remember a time I was on a train heading up to D.C. To spend a weekend with the brothers, and I was, dressed moderate, just nice and whatnot. One of the conductors was like running down the way, trying to catch up with me, like, hey. And he was like, "Harry, are you one of the members of the?" And he had his phone up and he was pulling up, and it was a picture of the squad. I was like, yeah, I'm a member of the squad. He's like, man, all of us on the conductors and stuff are on the train. We're talking. We're like, I think that's him. I think that's one of the guys. I was like, yeah. He's like, man, this is what made it all worthwhile. He goes, man, I'm trying to get myself together, like get my beard right,
get my wardrobe right. I'm trying to lose weight. You know, you guys are such an inspiration to us. Like even some of my buddies that are conductors on the train, you know, we talk about you guys, like how we're trying to, you know, get ourselves together. Yeah. I'm like, man, I was like, that's why we do what we do.
That's it.
That's exactly why we do what we do. We want to show what's possible. Take inspiration, man. Go to all of our IG pages, all of us individual or even on the squad. Man, find some stuff that you like.
Yeah.
You know, figure out ways that you can add, oh, if he can do that, I can do that. And that's another thing. I've said, if I can do it, you can do it.
Yeah, 100%.
For sure. For sure. I have a painting contracting business. Had it for about 20 years. And have worked in the construction industry as well. So I go and I'm wearing painter's whites or construction dickies,
yep.
You know, t-shirts and like work belts and caps and baseball caps. You know, that's my work wardrobe at times. Don't have to wear it as much as I used to, but I still did. But then at the end of the day, when I'm done with that, this is the way that I go.
Shower up, get ready.
Exactly.
Keep moving.
Exactly. Yep. Any opportunity where, you know, I can present myself in the best way possible. Whether it be through, you know, Fashion Week, through the Silver Fox Squad, you know, all of that. It's being intentional. It's sometimes I think what happens is a lot of times guys in careers, let's say it's a blue collar career, which even I had, bleeds over into everyday life.
Oh yeah.
But you can have a separation there.
Sure.
You can have a separation in your wardrobes. Or a lot of guys were like, I hear them say, you know, I just don't know where to start. I don't know where I could, you know, even begin because I don't think that way or I haven't activated that part. I'm busy wearing, you know, Dickies.
Yep.
And work boots. But when work's done, I'm just going to throw on a baggy pair of shorts and a t-shirt.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go out with Crocs on.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, come on, brother.
You don't have any Crocs, man?
We can do better. I do have a pair of Crocs.
Yeah, you should.
I do. I actually, when my wife and I went on vacation one time, we were in Hawaii, and I bought my first pair of Crocs in Hawaii, and I've had them ever since. I think they're like 10 years old, I'm telling on, or maybe even longer. But I wear them at the beach. Again, there's nothing wrong with a pair of Crocs, right? But I'm not going to wear them out every day for normal wardrobe.
No.
Like, come on, man. We're past that.
Yeah.
We're past that. Yeah.
I can't do the trip to Walmart in the Crocs. You know, like I'll be like, be putting on pants and shoes, and my wife's just like, you're just going to Walmart.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, but that's not me.
Come on. Well, interesting that you say that, because at times I even feel, again, this is being totally transparent, totally honest with the audience. You get to this level of some of the things that I'm doing, even with the squad and modeling and being on TV and everything like that, you feel a little sense of pressure to make sure you constantly perform.
Yep. And
there is a little bit of weight that comes with that.
Sure.
Not complaining about it, but there is a little sense of, you know, and let me reframe it, that it's not that I'm trying to people please and not that I'm trying to care what other people think.
Sure.
I want to make that clear. But I'm looking at it as from a personal standpoint of personal pride,
yep,
personal know how hard I've worked to come and accomplish the things that I have, know that there's expectations of me based on the organizations in which I'm involved with.
Mm-hmm.
And I take all that on, but I also feel like, okay, I do have a sense of obligation to my personal brand, to myself, and to my organizations, that I do have to think about what I look like when I go out, right?
Yeah.
Because we talk a lot in the squad. There's been several times you just don't know. At this point, you don't know who's watching.
Yeah.
Who's got a camera? Who's got a camera phone? Who's paying attention? Who starts to notice like patterns of, especially in the cities in which we live, we start going places and people are watching and seeing what you're doing.
Oh, and if they want pictures, I mean, like
selfie is the new autograph.
Well, you're not. I mean, I don't want the picture.
Yeah. Aren't you in the?
On.
Yeah. I'm like, really?
Like a superhero without their cape on.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Oh man, this isn't what I wanted.
Yeah. And there's ways to even be casual, but yet still be put together.
Yeah.
That's the point I'm trying to make. You know, not wearing dirty tennis shoes, not, you know, a shirt with holes in it and looks like you've had it since 1983. or not well groomed, or, smelling good, everything.
Yeah.
It is a responsibility that comes with it.
Sure.
You have to start thinking that way, because you're out in the public eye. And the more that we're out in the public eye, the more eyes that are on us and the more places we go. I mean, I deal with that even here in Richmond.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the places that we go, and even as a family at times, you see people that are looking, or they're saying, I think that's, or is that, or they'll just straight up come up to you and start talking to you. Or even, aren't you in RVA Fashion Week, or aren't you so-and-so? I'm like, yeah. So, and what do? They start going head to toe.
Yep.
Like, where's he at? What's he doing? Who's he wearing? All that kind of stuff. It's funny, but it is part of.
Yeah, it's just part of it, man.
It's part of the public life. It is part of the public life, and it's good and bad.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to make that choice. Are you willing to accept it if you want to be a part of that? And all of us in the squad have to do the same thing wherever we are. You're looked at differently now.
Yeah.
You got plenty of people that love you, but you also have plenty of people that hate on you.
Oh yeah.
And we see it too. We're starting to get to that place, which is interesting. And I'll speak for myself. It doesn't bother me. Even some of the comments and say, off color comments and things of that nature, been doing it long enough that it doesn't bother me anymore. Not that it bothered me before, but it just doesn't bother me. And I take it with a grain of salt and just move forward, because the love outweighs tremendously. But you do have to just think about it differently when you're out and about and when you're interacting with people, and, as a public figure, how you treat people, from the waitress all the way to the producer of a show, to the camera person on a show that we were on at, Steve Harvey, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's just really interesting. A lot of people don't think about that or think that way, but as you get involved with it, it definitely shows itself that you have to be very mindful of how you act and what you do, what you wear, every day.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like a lot of the hate would likely be just hate is insecurity 99% of the time, but it's probably because the way that y'all present is, we have it put together, we know what we're doing. Everything's good here. Like, this is the perception. I can just see somebody that has those insecurities being like, man, you don't know anything. Like,
right. Who do you think you are?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And we've seen that.
Oh yeah.
We've seen that. A lot of it is just misunderstanding.
Oh yeah.
Or they haven't asked the right questions, or they're even in a mental place to be able to, receive anything that we give them.
Yep.
And we understand that. But that's life of a public figure.
Yep.
That was a whole nother discussion, even with my family, that we had to come to terms with. Are we willing to accept that? Are we willing to take that chance? Are we willing to know there's going to be a lot of good, but can we take the bad? Are we able to establish some foundational things that we can prepare for when those things do occur? How do we handle this scenario? How do we handle this situation? It's all new experiences, man. And It's really cool. All of us are going through it. All 11 of us are going through it. And it's amazing to us to see when individually we get a little bit of attention, 2 or 3 of us together, a little bit more of attention. Mm-hmm. But when 11 of us are together, goodness gracious.
Whole squad.
Yeah. When the squad's together and we start rolling out, it can get chaotic quick. Learning to, sometimes keep the head down and just keep moving.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't stop for everything, right? Because it can get crazy quick. But yeah.
I believe it, man.
For sure. But yeah, so I mean, that kind of gives you an idea.
Yeah.
What the squad life is like and what we kind of go through when we go on our trips and our interactions and, what's it like to be a member, and a lot of questions on how to become a member and, all those types of things. So yeah. I just really kind of wanted to break down a little bit more. And I will share that there will be a point in time where we may have a few of my squad brothers, on future episodes. And we're going to get their perspective on it as well and talk a little bit about what it's like for them and their backgrounds and good and bad, experiences and behind the scenes, because I have my take on it, but, it'd be interesting to get their take on it as well. So
yeah, no, I'm interested, man.
Yeah, that'll be good. It's another thing that I get a lot of questions on is kind of personal wardrobe, kind of the basics on it. being a member of the squad, and I kind of talk about how we go through the wardrobe aspect and what we got to plan for. And, not everybody's going to be able to get 10 wardrobes per trip 6-7 times a year, right? You mean you can't go out and buy 90 wardrobes? You can't do that? So we'll share a little bit. This is my personal opinion from my personal experience and in getting advice from fellow squad members, advice from the fashion industry, which I'm heavily involved with, Richmond Fashion Week, and just kind of knowing, guys say, where do I start? I work a 9 to 5. I don't have to dress up, and I don't really have a fire wardrobe, and I want to know, where do I start? How does your wardrobe look, Tim? Be honest.
Boy, I got some stuff.
Okay.
I got a blazer or two.
Yeah.
They rarely come out.
Right. They come out. Let me ask, when do they come out typically?
My favorite time of the year is fall swag.
Layering.
Oh yeah. Give me a good vest, some boots.
Boy,
yeah.
Don't get me started. Yeah.
When you come in here in the fall, man, it's going to look different.
So that's a great point. Like there's a couple of, so guys may have a couple of key blazers that they wear special occasions or in the fall or things like that. So one of the things that I would recommend is getting some spring ones, getting the lightweight, seersucker or the linen or the linen cotton blend. I think it's very appropriate to still wear, blazers or suits in the spring, summer months, even when it's super hot outside. I feel like a good base would be, some of your lighter pastels, even like the one I'm wearing today is like a little lighter shade of pink. But not everybody would want to be able to pull that off, but you can do a lighter blue or do a seersucker white. And you can incorporate that with a t-shirt and a pair of jeans and a pair of sneakers.
Yep.
And you'll look like, wow, you look like, here's a great way of looking at it. Look like you took some time to put some thought into your wardrobe.
Yep.
That's really what we're trying to accomplish.
Yeah.
It's not a just throw it on together. T-shirt, take a couple minutes and steam the t-shirt or iron the t-shirt, maybe even the jeans, press the jeans a little bit. Make sure the jacket's, couple things. Make sure the tag is off of the sleeve of the jacket. The flaps in the back are normally sewn together. Take a moment and take the string off. Open up the pockets of blazers. Sometimes the pockets are sewn together. Little details. And just taking some time to make sure that you don't have to have the most extravagant things, but the things that you do have, make sure that they're well maintained. They're pressed. They fit properly. Tennis shoes. Man, tennis shoes nowadays, you can get so many pairs of tennis shoes for next to nothing.
Yep.
Less than $50. I would say buy a pair of shoes just for the season and then throw them away or give them away to the Goodwill. And then you can get you a fresh pair, a little later. That way it's keeping you looking crisp and put together. Just some basics like that. I feel like that I've heard this a lot too, said over and over again, kind of 5 basic suits that you should get, your navy, your gray, your black, your tan, and your brown. A mixture of, I love double-breasted, so a mixture of some of those could be double-breasted suits, or the jackets, I should say. And the great thing about those kind of 5 basics, you can intermingle all of those. All those jackets goes with all those pants.
Yep.
You can mix them all up. And then you can have some fun with your collared shirts. You could get some whites, some blues, some grays, maybe even a couple of colored shirts like a pink or a pastel, polos and T-shirts, just those kinds of things right there. You could have a basic 5 suits, get those at several of your local retailers without spilling particular names in the podcast. But there's ways that you can get nice suits that are at a reasonable price and some of the shirts and things. And you could have six or 7 different items like that and have 70 different wardrobes. And anytime you go out, like hanging out with your boys or going out dinner with the friends or going to certain events, rock a blazer, put a nice pair of shorts with it, like chino shorts and a T-shirt and all. a nice pair of sneakers. That's the thing. It's just learning to kind of think outside of the box past the normal cargo shorts and a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Printed, t-shirt with Corona on it or Budweiser and, let's get a little bit past that. Let's grow up a little bit.
Yeah. So, graphic tees. You got to grow out of those.
Yeah. Graphic tee. My graphic tee is for when I'm actually on the beach chilling under an umbrella.
Yep.
And that's about the only time. Outside of that, I'm like, I'm good. I'm good. I want to look a little bit better than that. You know what else? You're taken more seriously.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I've had many opportunities where I've seen gentlemen that are dressed a certain way and another man's dressed a little bit better, and just watching the interaction with females.
Yeah.
With, interaction with events that you go to, even getting on an airplane or at a restaurant or whatever. All those things are you've seen, you're looked at a little bit differently.
Yeah, there's a perception that comes with it.
For sure.
Yep.
For sure. Yeah, just those little details make such a huge difference. Then you get into accessories, a nice watch. Watches nowadays, you don't have to have a Rolex. You could have a really nice comparable watch at a reasonable price, $100. And accessories, rings, or a little bit of jewelry. Don't go overboard. You don't want to look like Mr. T. Don't wear everything. One or two little subtle pieces are just kind of staples. Even in my wardrobe, I love wearing, a couple of bracelets and a couple of rings here and there. I like to change it up based on, wardrobes that I'm wearing, but sometimes I will, sometimes I won't. There's no right or wrong answer. Moderation is key. Moderation is key. So,
yeah. I hear that, man.
Yeah.
I'm curious, what's your take on like Apple Watches?
I'm a fan.
You like them?
Yeah.
Okay. I know a lot of fashion guys are just like, well, no, then I can't wear my nice one.
But if I had an Apple Watch, I would do, at some times I would wear, I don't own one yet. I do want to get one. That is on my, let's say Father's Day, birthday list, Christmas kind of thing. Come up with gift ideas. Because of the couture bands that you can wear with them now. Those are really
cool. You can fancy it up.
Exactly. There you go. Like I've seen, I can't remember who it was, but it may have been our stylist, Tim. Yeah, I think it was Tim. He had on, I think it was his Apple Watch, but he had this awesome like stone encrusted band. And I mean, it was bling. We're like, bro, that thing looks fire. So yeah, there's no right or wrong. I do love I'm a tech guy. I love technology as well. So the Apple Watches are, they're very cool and they're hip, but you can definitely, leather bands and make it look nice and switch it up. So you could have, a brown leather band, a tan leather band, and a black.
Yep.
Maybe make one of those like a crocodile or something texture.
Sure.
And then you could keep the Apple Watch and just change out the band with outfits, and it's going to be fresh every time.
That's what I do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I'm a fan.
Yeah, I was hesitant for a long time because in my mind it was like, man, it's just something else to charge every day. Like it's just annoying. And I didn't want to. I had this gold watch that I used to wear.
Right.
Just like so 80s, like just have all of its gold, face is gold, band is gold.
Those are still cool, man.
There they are. It's still sitting on my shelf, but it is nice to have everything kind of right here. Not that you need another screen to get your notifications on. But
as if we don't have enough, right?
All right.
Yeah, if I got the MacBook and then I've got my my watch and then I got my phone, they're all going at one time, man. Yeah, yeah. I get it. For sure.
Well, man, we've been going for 53 minutes here. You want to get into? We got a few questions that came.
Yeah, let's do it. I love the fact that we've got some questions here we can go for. So let's rock and roll.
Cool. So we got Mr. Mark here from New Jersey. He said, "What's your skincare routine?"
All right, cool. That's a good one. Mark from New Jersey. So skincare is extremely important, especially as guys get older. So for myself personally, without I'm not going to reveal specific brands, but what I'll do is we'll talk a little bit about routine. So I do wash my face with a very mild soap. Get into, like obviously with my beard, I wash all of that, on a daily basis. Sometimes I don't do it twice a day, but at least try to get it in at least once a day at a minimum. For me, and then definitely a really good moisturizer for sure. There are some that have like an SPF or some that are, catered more to older gentlemen's skin. Let's say it has a little bit more of in that moisturizer that helps older skin. As well as I use my own personal product, a beard balm. So my company, Fox Edge, which has a complete line of men's grooming products, not only for hair. So the way my hair is styled is my own personal products, and my beard, my own personal products as well. So it's an organic compound. So I use that not only on my beard, but I use it to moisturize my neck and my face. Even though I do have a beard, I still shave. I still shave underneath and kind of make sure everything's kind of tight and right. So I want to make sure that my skin is, properly moisturized. For sure, if I am doing a lot of outdoor shoots or outside a lot, I want to make sure I'm using a proper SPF sunblock for sure. And really, I think it's kind of simple, so I kind of wash, moisturize, use my beard balm for my beard and skin, and then SPF as needed, when I'm out, in the sun, on the beach, whatever, doing a lot of outdoor photo shoots, those kinds of things. So that's really kind of my personal care.
Nice. All right, next up we got Andrew from Tallahassee.
What's up, Andrew?
It's just hot down there. He says, when is it appropriate to go no socks with a suit, man?
Oh, man. So I am definitely a fan of no socks with a suit. Certain times. I feel like in a casual setting where, let's say you're going to a wedding, or you're going out to dinner with your significant other, or you want to do even just a cool photo shoot. A lot of people want to get staged photo shoots with family. They have the family shots, whatnot. Those are great times for no socks. I do like wearing socks when it's more of a formal setting. Let's say like a job interview or a more formal event like a gala, or if you're wearing a tuxedo jacket or something like that. As well as, if you are getting married, like you're in the wedding party, the groomsmen or the groom itself. So there's a couple of instances where I love wearing no socks when I'm doing sneakers. I mean, today I have socks on with my sneakers today, but a lot of times I will rock the pair of slip-on like Vans, or a pair of sneakers lace up with no socks. That's a cool look. So I think it's really more on the casual setting. Job interview, more formal, like tuxedo or a wedding, that kind of thing. I'd probably wear socks. So
cool.
Yeah.
All right, last one. Ladies are showing up.
Hey.
Claire from Houston. Boyfriend's having trouble filling out a suit, man. Any fitness tips for someone just wanting to be toned and healthy?
Oh, man. So that is a great question. And I get that a lot too. The suit not fitting properly, or, buying it off the shelf and, it looks good on the rack, but I put it on, I'm like, that's just not working. So, okay, let's talk a little bit about that. So really, two things come to mind. For fitness, it's going to be diet and exercise, for sure. When I say diet, that doesn't mean like a true diet. It means what you're eating. For me personally, I'm not in the bodybuilding space, but I'm in I want to stay, fit and trim. For my size, so I typically am a 38-40 regular, and to me, I want to be able to wear something that it's easy to find and doesn't have to always be custom made. So personally, I'm not going to be a bodybuilder that wants to get like huge, because then finding a wardrobe would be nearly impossible. However, for the size that I am, if I want to be nice and toned, slim down, have a nice waist, no gut, all those types of things, it's all in what I'm putting in my mouth. So I recommend for sure cutting out fast foods, cutting out a lot of the processed foods, trying to get into more high protein intake, drinking a whole lot more water, cutting out like chips and cookies and brownies and all those kind of things. I understand in moderation. We all get that. Not that I'm the most, expert in the health and wellness space. However, my wife is, so I do get a little bit of insider information, and I can ask her opinion on things, and she's kind of helped me maintain my level of health and fitness. So really just cutting out a lot of that processed and trying to eat more high protein, trying to cut out some of the snacking, replace the snacking with hummus and pita, those types of things. And the second thing is, on having trouble filling out the suit, need to get the suit altered. That right there, my best friend is my tailor. Everything I get, even if it's store-bought, or I get a lot of people that will send me things that they want me to try out or to wear or represent, I get them all tailored all the time. Waist taken in, sides of the suit taken in, make sure the length is right, make sure the buttons are right, the cuffs are right, all of those types of things. It's a minimal investment, but the way that it would fit better, not only if you're taking care of your health and your body, getting it a little more toned, and you get the suit altered, man, it's a win-win all day long. Yeah.
There you go.
For sure. For sure.
Fitness starts in the kitchen, man.
That's it.
That's what they say.
I think it's what did my wife tell me? She said, I think it's 80% what you put in your mouth and 20% what you do in the gym.
That's right.
I mean, you can shred yourself just by changing your eating habits, and the gym will help.
Oh yeah.
But man, 80%, I'm all for that. I'm all for that. Yeah, for sure. And also what you eat and how well you'd maintain your level of fitness, is a reflection of your skin, your hair, everything. It definitely, what's going on inside is going to reflect on the outside, for sure. For sure. Yeah, those are great questions, man.
Yeah, they were. Absolutely.
Yeah, keep them coming for sure. I definitely, anytime there's something in a particular subject matter or something we've talked about in previous podcasts that you feel like you'd love to get a little more info on, for sure, just let me know. Be happy to answer them.
That's it, man.
Cool, man. That's the show for today. So I appreciate you guys being with me. Of course, remember to hit that subscribe button. Definitely any of the like and comments, feel free to share. Definitely, we want to build this podcast. There will be opportunities for you to be able to be a bigger role within the podcast, so look forward to that as well. But again, hit that subscribe button, and we will see you guys the next time. Appreciate you watching all the way till the end today, and thanks again for being a part of the Suit Up podcast. So we have a new way of support here at Suit Up with Patreon. You can subscribe in different tiers to support the show. The great news is that each has a different tier, and within that tier, there are different levels of access that you will have to myself, but all will support the show in a major way. So one of the tiers may be access to questions or interaction. Another tier may be an opportunity where you could submit photos or get some wardrobe advice. And even another tier, we may even be able to set up a personal Zoom call where you and I interact for 15, 20, 30 minutes. So these would be great ways that allows access to get some of those questions and some of the things that you'd like done answered. Now, naturally, if you can't support monetarily, we totally understand, but you can always subscribe for free and like and share our video with your friends and audience that you feel would enjoy watching Suit Up. So thanks again for joining.